Donation from God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs, including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. Didn't even have a chair. Camera's all crooked. Pictures are all small. Oh, good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. It's Alan and Milani. All right. Good morning, Mr. Milani.
Good morning, sir.
All right. All right. Isn't that funny, though? Your first name is Alan and your last name is Milani, so we'll have to come up with a different name.
Like a stage name?
Yeah, like a stage, because it's kind of confusing. You want a stage name? Huh.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
Yeah, maybe we'll put that on Facebook today. What should Alan's stage name be? Psycho. No?
Psycho.
All right. Playing with the webcam this morning. We are live on YouTube and Facebook if you like that kind of thing. No guests today. It's just us two ugly guys, though, so probably not quite as exciting as normal. But good morning, and thanks for being with us. And good morning, Alan. Where are you today? He always has a different background.
Let's call it Loon Lake.
It kind of does look like if you were at the public boat launch for Loon Lake. It actually does.
It looks a little bit like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. But I don't see any slush or ice behind. Oh, no, it's probably not froze over anymore. I noticed there was some slush on it one day, but after this week of 50-degree weather, there's probably not much ice on the lake.
Yeah. That's all gone.
Oh, all right. I was just wait for that day where it sinks and you can see water again. When I used to live out there, it's always exciting when spring's coming and the ice sinks. Or sometimes you get lucky and it breaks off in a sheet and flips over or something like that, and it's kind of cool. Yeah. Kind of cool, makes you feel good because things are about to change. Things definitely changing weather-wise for us. All right, so you've been enjoying these 50-degree days, Alan?
It's unseasonably warm, sir.
Today is your last warm day. If you've got something you want to do outside, take advantage of it. 52, and despite the grayness, it's a nice morning.
It is.
It's a really nice morning. I mean, it's like really warm right now. It's 46.
and it's not foggy.
No. You had a nice drive down from Kettle Falls, did you?
Absolutely.
All right, 30 for an overnight low tonight. Of course, the gray sky is staying with us. Very, very slight chances of precipitation. For your Friday, mostly cloudy skies, 41 and 33. So we got about a 11-degree drop tomorrow in the daytime high. We'll keep that for Saturday, 41, but cooler over the nighttime hours down to 24 with possible morning snow showers at 50% now for Saturday. Sunday, 37 and 28 under mostly cloudy skies. All right. If you were listening yesterday, you probably caught some of the show. Me and Bency covered a lot of events coming up in the next couple days. I never hit start on Facebook, so we missed the first half of the show for people to go back and watch. But it is on YouTube. So a lot of community events, interview with Jim Caruso, our city administrator, about our party to say goodbye to American House on Friday, and information about city sidewalks and the Farmers Market Festival for Saturday with Brad Schaefer, and that video is on our YouTube channel. When you're in there, just search KCHW Radio, and you'll find us somewhere. We got tons of videos, probably too many. All right, especially the ones with Alan. No.
Can it ever really be too many?
Yeah. Nah. All right, I want to personally thank you for getting a musical Christmas card. I still have a couple slots left if anybody wants one. We're getting close to being maxed out. But thank you for coming on board. Late is always better than never.
Amen.
Mr. Milani. Last-minute work for Scott.
I like to make a grand appearance.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You made me choke.
I'm sorry, man.
All right, it's because,
Stop it! The both of you, you're so full of it!
There you go. All right. So, Omicron. Did you hear the news?
Omicron.
Omicron. Did you hear the news about Omicron?
I did not. I have not.
Oh, we have our first official case in the United States.
That's in California, right?
Yeah, it was San Francisco,
Yeah,
to
they
be
can keep
exact.
it.
So you did hear about it.
They can keep it.
Let's keep it there.
I'm not interested.
Let's just lock down San Francisco and leave it right there. The California patient, who was the first known Omicron case in the United States, was showing mild symptoms that are improving. This is according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Little else is known about the person other than they'd recently returned from South America, where Omicron variant was first detected. Significantly, the person had not received a booster shot, which likely provides some added protection. But the good sign is they're mild symptoms that are improving. And I remember during the beginning of the virus 2 years ago, they were saying the longer it went on, the less virulent it would become. And it would eventually turn into an endemic, which is like the normal influenza. And they say it looks like it could be heading that direction, but they're not going to know for a couple weeks till they get more tests and more data from people that have caught it. Jen, how do you say her name? Psaki?
Yes.
All right. As she said, just minutes after the first U.S. case of the variant was discovered in San Francisco, that we're all sick and tired of the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
To say the least.
But Dr. Fauci came out and said it will end. All right. There you go. And then it kind of goes into that most epidemiologists agree that the coronavirus will become endemic in the future, so that its behavior comes to mirror that of the common flu, and it won't be a big scary thing anymore. Although, you know what? I don't want any flu or any chest cold. Wash your darn hands. Learn something from this.
Right.
And wash your hands. And I think something really needs to be put in place, especially people that deal with the public, for laws for being sick. And I know that's a tough one because people take advantage of it, but I don't think sick people should ever be waiting on anyone.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. And then the people that don't care and like cough on their money, I don't know what we'll do about them.
You know, the sad part is that I blame a lot of it on employers, Scott, because I've had several jobs where they get mad at you if you don't come in.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're sick or not. They want you there.
Well, and I was talking to somebody about that now who was an employer people, and they said the really tough part of it is it's so hard to find employees right now. He says everybody runs on a skeleton crew, and when someone says they can't come in, and I get that. I used to, work as a manager and stuff, and it's always a nightmare when you get that phone call that says I'm sick or I can't work today. But, you need to plan for that somehow. Or, sorry, sometimes the boss has got to work too.
Yep, true story.
And that's for managers too. There's plenty of times when I've had jobs like that where I had to pull a double shift because somebody didn't show up. That's right. Who it usually ends up on. And I don't know. You're right though. It does fall on employers to have policies that work with people being sick.
Right.
And then people not to abuse that too.
I mean, how hard is it really? I mean, even if you're running a skeleton crew, there's somebody out there that wants the overtime, right? So just have somebody on call for situations like that.
Yeah.
Run a rotating schedule. Hey, you're on call this week, and Sarah, you're on call next week. John, you're on call the third week, and
I worked the coolest job one time I got at a radio station. They hired me, but they really didn't have a place for me yet. So they put me on what was called utility. And the cool thing about that is I worked any shift. What I did is I covered for vacations, people that were sick, that kind of stuff. That was my job. And every week I was working in some different position, which was kind of fun, too. It kept the monotony, out of it. I was always filling in for somebody.
And you get to learn a lot of different stuff that way, too.
Yeah, you get all kinds of skilled up.
Which honestly makes you a more valuable employee.
There you go. He can do anything, and there was a job I remember one time just when in college I was working graveyards at a motel doing the night audit. And I remember the gal that hired me, she made me work every shift before I started on the night audit, even though I had some hotel motel experience. But she said it'll be so much easier if you know what everybody else is doing. And she's right. It did make the job a lot easier knowing easier to find mistakes because you knew what they went through on their shift. So,
right.
So, All right. Maybe we should open up a business consulting firm.
We could do that, my friend.
Not guaranteeing success, but you will be
Right.
consulted.
Or insulted.
Or insulted. Yeah, we could. There we go. That'd be better for us, wouldn't it?
An
A business
insulting
insulting
firm?
service. Yeah, we're a business insulting service. We'll come in and insult your employees, you,
We would.
the way you do things. Yeah.
We'd instantly be victims of cancel culture. I don't think it's a sound business model.
Really? Sounds fun for
I
us,
want
though.
to try it. Don't get me wrong. I want to do it.
Yeah. Oh, we'll write that up under bad ideas. All right. Gun control. We're not even going to bring it up, but just leave it alone. Bad,
Right.
we were kind of talking about that. Instead of talking about new laws, enforce. I liked what you had to say this morning to me. Was enforce the ones that we do have already. I don't know
Right.
how we do that, but
It
somebody's got to
doesn't-
be liable when a gun isn't put away safely and a kid gets it.
And I think the people that are pro gun control, their heart's in the right spot, but it doesn't matter how much legislation you put out there. It's not going to stop a criminal.
No.
They're going to find a way to get a gun. So all you're really doing is hurting the law abiding,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But by all means, yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got 1639. There's parts of that bill that I don't agree with, definitely, but for sure, keep it locked up if it's not on you, keep it locked up.
And I imagine a lot of states, it's different from state to state, but they have to have things in place, I would think already, where if your gun is not safely protected and somebody gets it, like a child, that the parent is ultimately liable on that too.
Yeah.
A few cases like that might wise up gun owners who are sloppy about it.
Right.
Which obviously, I mean, kids can be creative and stuff too, but that'll be the thing to watch in these situations is how easy was it for that person that shouldn't have had a gun to get one,
Right.
And what was that process, and how can we change things so that doesn't happen. All right, but scary for it's got to be scary for kids that go to school. It's even happened in, where they've caught them in Spokane in schools before with a gun. Nothing happened, but a kid, did recently, in fact, this year, bring a gun to a Spokane school. So it can happen anywhere. And that's got to be scary for the kids, especially if you're in a bigger city like Spokane,
Right.
knowing that that's a possibility every day at your school. That'd freak me out. I mean, kids have enough stress the way it is with puberty and the state of the world when they become I was talking about that to somebody else that was talking about their teenager having issues with the stress of our society. And I said, I kind of went through the same thing when I was around 13 or 14. I had another kid that did it about 12, and I think they hit this age where they become aware of how fragile life can be, and it stresses them out until they get a little older to deal with it. It just stresses. And I know my one child it was when they learned about the Book of Revelations. It scared the heck out of them at church,
Right.
And they actually went into like a year-long kind of stress episode over what they learned, and. I don't know. I think there's once you probably hit your later years of high school, that kind of stuff is gone, and you've learned how to deal with it. But I think there's this transition period for preteens and early teens where this kind of bad stuff can happen. So,
Right.
all right.
Right.
Listen to your kids and talk to them. That might help.
Right.
Yeah. I know the one thing that my dad told me. I kind of went through the same thing, and it was back when it was the wall wasn't down yet. So for my big scare was nuclear war with Russia. That's all they talked about on radio and television. Nuclear war with Russia. I was so scared we were all gonna die having our skin fall off. It was ridiculous. And finally, my dad grabbed me one day and he goes, "You know what?" He says, "They've been telling me the world's going to end since I was born. It's still here."
Right.
And he says, and my dad said the same thing. They were telling him the world's going to end since he was born. And it's still here. And he said, here, World War I, everybody thought the world was going to end. World War II, everybody thought the world was going to end. Now, granted, we have more potential for that now, but it still can be that danger's there, but it is an unrealistic fear, maybe.
Well, even in elementary school, I remember doing the bomb drills.
Yes.
Where they would make you crouch underneath your desk.
And I think we don't have the maturity level to deal with that kind of stress, or when it dawns on us, like I said, how fragile life can be, and
Right.
how perilous things are. I think it takes the mind a little while to learn how to deal with that, and
Right.
we see a lot of that in preteens and early teens. All right, enough of that stuff. Should we move on to stuff that's funner, Alan Maloney?
Let's do it.
All right, how about we head for bits and breaks? You got anything good for me to start off this morning?
I've got a little bit of a story here. It's December 2nd today. A guy is suing Folgers for not putting enough coffee in his cup.
So you can sue for anything now, right?
Apparently, he didn't get the last drop, right? Or
Wow.
was that Maxwell House?
I don't know. Let's listen to the jingle and see.
Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Well, yeah. How do you guarantee that?
I don't know.
So does this fall
Apparently,
under frivolous lawsuits?
I think it's an opinion piece. I don't know how you would how would you
Best part of
I mean,
waking
is
up is
that
Folgers in the cup.
standard?
There's not enough in my cup. I'm going to sue you.
right?
I think they should go back to this coffee's too hot. Can you sue Folgers because you burnt yourself with hot coffee?
I don't know. It seemed to
'Cause
work
they-
against McDonald's. didn't it?
Yeah, because they made the coffee, even though you percolated it in your pot and burned yourself. They made that
Right.
coffee. I think they're ultimately liable.
Horrible.
Going after Folgers now. Oh man, let's see. Do I have any? Why some men have dogs and not wives? Does this sound like it's going to get me in trouble?
It might,
Okay,
but let's do it anyway.
it's whatever. It's probably better for me to do. All right.
Right.
Yeah, since you have a wife, the later you are, the more excited your dogs are to see you instead of grumping at you. It's so true. I know I'm 2 hours late. I was at the bar, and they're all happy.
You could leave a room for 5 minutes and the dog thinks you've been gone all day.
That's true. That's true. Or like my cat is all you have to do is leave the building and come back into it, and she thinks it's time to eat every time. Yeah, she can get done eating, and you can leave the building and come back in 5 minutes, and she thinks it's time to eat again. All right. Dogs like it if you leave a lot of things on the floor.
True story.
All right. A dog's parents never come to visit. That's so bad. Dogs agree that you have to raise your voice to get your point across.
Yes, they do.
You never have to wait for a dog. They're ready to go in 24 hours a day.
Yes.
They are. They're ready just to go. Go, 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 go. Dogs like to go hunting and fishing. A dog will not wake you up to ask, if I died, would you get another dog? Yes. Sorry. If a dog smells another dog on you, they don't get mad. They just think it's interesting. And you might get a little leg action. I thought you'd
Yeah.
laugh harder at that one.
Yeah, it's going to get us into trouble.
All right. And dogs don't mind if they have to ride in the back of the pickup truck.
They kind of like it.
You can also file under all those under reasons why Scott's single. All right, your turn. I challenge you to do worse.
We could talk about odd and different Christmas tree decorations.
That's worse.
So I started decorating my Christmas tree last night and decided to string popcorn. Never done it before. I got about 2 feet done and called it quits. I ate more than I strung. That's the last time I tried to hang something weird on my tree.
I don't think popcorn's pretty either.
Unless you spray it down. I mean, it looks good if you have other stuff mixed in there, but just the regular popcorn garland. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Can I do Cheerios?
But give it a try,
Because at least I could eat them then, too.
right?
Yeah, because popcorn, I don't know. Tree popcorn sounds nasty.
Yes.
All right. What else you got there? Yeah, have you ever got in? Do you have like a special ornament?
Not really.
It's kind of a girl thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a girl thing.
Or a nerd thing, because I have a special ornament, and it's the Galileo, which is the shuttlecraft of the USS Enterprise, and it lights up and Mr. Spock talks.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
We'll have to get you an Enterprise.
Ooh. Okay, yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
Put that on my list. That's all I want for Christmas, is a real Starship Enterprise.
You could use it as a tree topper.
No, I mean real, one that I can
Oh, a real
actually
one?
fly. That's what I want
Is
for
that built to
Christmas.
scale?
Because I only want it if it's built to scale and everything works. And I want it with a full complement of photon torpedoes.
Nice.
That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
I want my own ship, and I want it full of torpedoes. All right. And then I'm going to go into space, and I'm going to find Elon Musk.
You'll probably run into Bezos.
This place is crowded up here. All right. Did your wife get into the Christmas, the spirit of things?
Yeah, we've already got Christmas stuff up.
All right. That's horrible. Nice.
Yeah, it is horrible. Yeah. No, it's not so bad.
All right,
She's got the stockings above the fireplace and got the tree up.
It's awful homey and holiday stuff.
It
right?
is,
All right.
yeah.
All right. So it's a good thing. All right. You can sell that somewhere else. Let's see. Parents will have. Hey, yeah, you just better look at that pie chart, because that's like the toughest pie chart I've ever seen, and I'm going to ask you about the pies.
It is a tough pie chart.
All right. Parents will have 4,200 arguments with their kids. New study finds that parents argue all the time with their children. 4,200. That's a lot in 18 years. What do you think the number one thing kids get argued with is?
Oh, man, I have no idea.
Household chores. That's the one we grump
I
about.
could see that being a big one.
Number 2 is messy bedrooms. Number 3 was not cleaning up shared spaces. 4 was homework. 5 was bedtime. I had one kid that was always a challenge, and the other kid was like, oh, yay, bed. Never argued. Yeah. And you know what? Today she still loves to sleep. It's like her favorite thing. Spending too much time on the phone, computer, or the game system, sibling arguments, brushing your teeth, watching too much TV, and not eating healthy foods at meals.
Yeah.
All right. So I was looking at this. It kind of comes up every year. What's most popular for Christmas, or what kids want for Christmas? You know what's number 2? Number 1 is computer games, so that covers it wide. But I was really surprised at number 2 was, just with advanced technology and all the weird stuff that's out there. Number 2 is still Legos.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it feeds into their creativity.
Yeah. And some guys broke into a store in the UK yesterday and stole a truckload of Legos and left all the empty boxes in the store.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So obviously they're intending to use them and not give them away as Christmas presents, because they dumped them all out of the boxes.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe the one Christmas present, which I think would be cool, is a Santa-sized bag that's only full of Legos.
Just nothing but Legos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would do that in my house, and then you come in, and you come into my special room, and it'd have disco lights, and I'd say, welcome to the Lego room. That's all it would be, is Legos. Like a sea of them. I'm busy.
I'll wear socks in that room.
I'm busy. Some other old school things that I saw on the list: a bike.
Okay.
Good Christmas present for a kid. Nerf guns. Always like the Nerf guns. And let's see, skateboards, scooters, sports equipment, and then it says dolls and cuddly toys, which is my personal favorite.
Dolls?
Cuddly toys.
Dolls and cuddly toys.
Cuddly toys. All right. This was posted on Craigslist a while back. Free hot tub. I'm going to share the ad. Do you need a year-round way to water your lawn, deck, yard, or garage? Have you ever wondered what a 425-gallon colander looks like? Today's your lucky day. I have a free hot tub. Yes, it's complete, and it is drained. I drained part of it, and it drained itself the rest of the way.
Nice.
Where does it leak? Find that, and you'll have found the leprechaun with the pot of gold. Unit is perfect for the individual who knows no limit to frustration, the type of person who likes a challenge even when there's no chance of winning. This will build the kind of character in you the armed forces dream of. You will find yourself exhibiting behavior that you never thought possible. All this, and it's free.
Yeah.
You will need strong backs to load and a trailer. I'll be able to offer you short bouts of sympathy and witty banter while you prepare to begin your journey.
Yeah, that should be up there on the best of Craigslist.
Oh, cheapskate. Yeah, I like the best of Craigslist. There's some funny stuff in there, like used tinfoil.
Yeah. Once in a while, you come across good Amazon reviews like that too.
Oh yeah, sometimes reading the reviews on the thing you're going to buy is like way
Yeah.
better than buying it itself.
I love those.
And I like it when some people go out and like take pictures and videos of it. Like I was looking for cat feeders, timed cat feeders,
Right.
and there's like all sorts of things in cat feeders. But if you read the what do you call them? The reviews. People will actually post videos and put some really cool stories on there. And a lot of them, if you read up on them, they say this is not for a cat. It takes, like one guy was saying, it took my cat 5 minutes to figure out that if he stuck his arm all the way inside the unit and picked it up and shook it, that food would fall out. And then there's another one and it says, in 30 seconds, my cat was on top of the container and popped the lid off, and it was all this kind of stuff. So I actually found some that had like the old school, like egg timer.
Yeah.
And when it hits 0, there's a slot in it as the timer comes around that lets the lid pop open. And that's the only one that I could get that my cat couldn't break into,
Nice.
before the next feeding time or whatever. But the video with the cat with its arm in the feeder shaking the food out of it, that was pretty impressive. I was like, wow,
Nice.
smart cat.
Cats are resilient.
Yes. It's like raccoons. If you're on a path of raccoons where they walk nightly,
Right.
yeah, they're gonna. I don't care what you do. You can bungee cord it. You can duct tape it. They're getting in your garbage can once they've been in it. They just
Yes, they are.
They're not going to give it a break.
No.
All right, bits and breaks. Back to you, Alan. Tell me about these pie things.
So yeah, there's apparently people search for pie recipes during Thanksgiving time. Washington State looks like they search pumpkin pie the most. South Dakota looks like apple pie. Louisiana and Mississippi are sweet potato pie.
That's
So is Georgia.
disgusting.
Sweet potato pie?
Yeah,
Oh man,
that
I
just
love
sounds.
sweet potatoes.
It sounds disgusting.
I would take that over a pumpkin pie any day.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
all right.
And I'm only seeing like what is that? Oklahoma and Alabama. They're the only two states that seem to want to search pecan pie.
Yeah.
I love pecan pie.
Only 2. And it wasn't very many for a sweet potato, either 3, huh?
No, not for sweet potato and apple pie. There was only 2 states for apple pie, and everybody else was pumpkin.
Wow. That's just boring.
Yeah. We need some new pies.
Did you hear I got one? Mr. Bentz delivered me one because up at the Rusty Putter they're doing pies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he said there's like a Kahlua and cream, but they delivered me right before Thanksgiving a what do you call it? Fireball pumpkin pie. And I was saying
Really?
it tasted like pumpkin pie, but there was like an after, almost like having a shot of Fireball. There was the aftertaste of the Fireball, and it tingled on your tongue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really bizarre, but a good pie, yes.
Nice.
All right, so that's the kind of new creative pies we kind of need because the same old pumpkin every year is just getting boring.
True story. Dress it up a bit.
A winter driving rule. So these are important. We had our first little bit of snow and there was tons of wrecks. Don't know what happens every year to some people that they forget braking and slowing down in advance. Recent survey reveals just how little people know about winter driving. Nearly half of those surveyed didn't know that the gas tank should be at least half full in order to continue providing heat in case of an emergency, especially if you're traveling. Also, that extra weight in the back end doesn't hurt either.
No, not at all.
38% didn't know driving while using cruise control, even in clear conditions, could be dangerous. Yeah. And that can throw you into a spin.
Big time.
The decreasing and the accelerating, especially on black ice.
Yep.
24% did not know to turn the wheel in the direction of a skid. Many of the biggest misconceptions come from those with four-wheel drive vehicles. 37% feel they're less likely to have an accident. 21% would drive during and right after a snowstorm. And 3% would drive faster than they would with only a two-wheel drive vehicle.
Right.
Yeah, you see that when the person that just blows by you in the big four-wheel drive, and then you get down. And it's usually that corner at Clayton, so they pass you on the long stretch, and then you get down to the corner at Clayton, and they're in the ditch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Sorry,
Just wave as you go by.
Car's too small to pull you out.
Have a good day.
Good luck. Don't want anybody to get hurt. No.
No.
All right. All right. Facebook people talking about the partner's weird habits. These are things you shouldn't do on Facebook. What's the weirdest thing your partner does? Well, post it on there. How about bites his toenails?
Ew.
Yeah, somebody actually
Ew.
posted that. The moment she gets home from work, she has to put on the sweatpants she wore in college 11 years ago with holes everywhere, including the rear end, but she won't get rid of them. On my sweats, I call those vents.
Vents.
Yes. She chews her hair. Oh. And this one says, my boyfriend will not sleep without his fan, and this is not a small rinky-dink fan. It's a big old fan from 1975, all metal, all loud. I've dealt with it for 2 years, no matter what the weather, blowing directly on us. It's not love on my part. I don't know what it is. Oh, if that's not love, I don't know what it is. She eats hair.
Ew.
Oh, he makes sure his clothes don't touch the floor or they're considered dirty.
Isn't that where everybody stores their clothes?
On the floor? Well,
Yeah.
I do. I think you're right.
I can wear that again.
Oh, man, this is that guy from Seinfeld that used to do his dishes in the shower. He washes his socks and underwear in the shower while showering.
Oh, my goodness. Well, at least he's trying.
I think he just needs a poo-poo hamper.
Poo-poo hamper.
Sorry. What guys want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas, Al Milani?
I honestly don't want anything, Scott.
All right. Me either.
I'm good to go. I don't need much.
You're living the dream.
Yeah.
I just want time with family. There you go.
Perfect.
All right. Cosmopolitan magazine came up with a list of 23 gifts your boyfriend secretly wants for Christmas. I don't think so. Clinique Great Skin for him gift set. Not on my list.
I might take the moisturizer out of something like that.
Okay.
Not for that, Scott.
Okay. Puts lotion on its skin.
I am a patron of the arts.
Okay.
So I need that moisturizer.
Okay. La Crosette roasting dish. Also not on Scott's list.
Mm-mm.
How about a Ralph Lauren wallet with a coin holder?
It's my coin purse.
Let's see. An on-air neon sign, like the kind you find outside a radio station or recording studio. Yeah, I need one.
That would be kind of awesome.
Yeah, you can put that on the list. Let's see. Another cool one, a vinyl record player. You might want it.
They're making a resurgence.
They are. Calvin Klein Boxer 3-pack. Actually, some nice underwear for your guy might be welcome. But make sure you know the kind he likes, it says.
Definitely.
Yes. Mine, SpongeBob.
Nice.
I prefer SpongeBob underwear still. Or
Nice.
some. Or so what were the ones with superheroes on them? What were they called?
Underoos.
Yes. Always a nice pair of really tight underoos.
Oh my gosh, how do we still remember that? Oh my goodness. I think both of us still have our old underoos.
Can't throw them away.
No.
All right, worst year-end bonuses. Me and Val had some of these yesterday. And
Did ya?
And I shared the story of the year I got the Cornish hen from a boss. Just a little tiny Cornish hen. And I figured I'm single, and I left it in his garbage can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it there for the whole holiday weekend?
Yeah,
Nice. Smelled good coming back to
I
work.
bet it did. You can return that if you want. I can't use it.
Have you seen some of the videos out there where people will take the Cornish game hen and stuff it in the turkey? And then they'll have their kids clean the turkey and they pull out the Cornish game hen and they freak out.
Ah!
Yeah, talk about traumatizing.
Oh, that's horrible.
Man.
I love it. All right, you got some there for me. Some worst year-end bonuses ever.
I do. This jolly season is often made jollier with that nice holiday bonus, preferably cash from your boss. But what happens when that bonus, as well-intentioned as it may be, is useless or even insulting? On social media, Quora, people were asked to share the worst year-end bonuses ever received. One year, each person got a ham. I don't eat meat, and many of my coworkers were Jewish. Yeah, that would be a hard sell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oops.
I got a company sweatshirt mailed to my house. It was 4 sizes too big, and one arm was longer than the other by 6 inches or so. Nothing says I love you and happy holidays like a factory second. A letter of thanks directly from my boss. He got my name wrong, even though I'd been there for years and it was a small staff.
Oh,
That's horrible.
you're
Must have-
unnoticeable.
Quite the impact.
Isn't that Kyle? I hate that guy.
A coupon to eat a free meal in the nursing home I worked at as a cook. They didn't charge for staff meals either.
Oh.
Wow. So here's a piece of paper that says you can keep doing what you were already
doing. All right.
Right. An envelope full of pamphlets on how to lose weight with no letter or explanation. That's brutal.
And I wasn't fat.
Right? Here's one that'd go over well these days. A gas card for $15 from a place that had been closed for nearly 6 months.
Oh.
Nice. A sealed envelope from Human Resources with the words company incentive bonus and we appreciate your hard work written on it. Inside was a bunch of coupons.
Oh man! Wow. What are people thinking that would actually like do that to your employee? That's like insulting.
I don't know.
It's time to job hunt if you got that.
Right? And then last but not least, a person received a box of 6 cookies to be shared with an office of 25 employees.
Oh, I got a
Wow.
I actually have a sound effect for this kind of stuff.
I really hate to have to say this, but it is the thought that counts.
Yeah, and these are the results of a really cheap, crappy thought.
I remember the look on my daughter's face and my mom's face when she opened a present from Grandma and it was a box of socks and she started crying. Worst gift ever. Because
Man, I
it's
love
Grandma.
socks.
Oh yeah, but it's great. But they weren't any kind of like cool socks either. They were just like regular old socks.
Right.
And she's all excited thinking I got. Yeah, she did get a cool, gift from Grandma, and I had to give her a little speech and stuff like that. But when Mom should have just handed her the socks because when she opened
Yeah.
up that box and had the white socks in it, and she just thought Grandma doesn't love me. So sad.
Oh, man.
I think it is right back to you. I'm out of goodies.
You want to talk about facts about sleep you probably didn't know?
I have like lots of sleep issues unless I really, really drink a whole bunch.
Yeah. That'll kill you, won't it?
It will. I don't like to do it, so I don't
No,
sleep.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
So anything less than 5 minutes to fall asleep at night means you're sleep deprived. The ideal is between 10 and 15 minutes, meaning you're still tired enough to sleep deeply, but not so exhausted you feel sleepy by day. So I fall in that category. 5 minutes after getting home, if I sit on that recliner, I'm out.
Wow.
I'm done.
So that means you are sleep deprived. 'Cause it says-
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Next is a new baby typically results in 400 to 750 hours lost sleep for parents in the first year. That's a lot of hours,
Or if you have a pet that wakes you up.
right? Yeah.
I mean, if your dogs need out in the middle of the night, do they wake you?
They're pretty good about going out at night, not having to go out at night.
Okay.
But they're constantly up and down off of the bed.
Oh, see. All right.
Yeah.
Just as
So
disruptive.
they wake us up and we're constantly having to kick them down. Well, we don't kick them, but
Sure.
we tell them to get down. So,
I don't know. You said kick. I'm going to stick with that one.
what kind of a horrible person do you think I am? Don't answer that.
And they're puppies, too. No.
Here's another fact you didn't know. Some scientists believe we dream to fix experiences in long-term memory. That is, we dream about things worth remembering. Others reckon we dream about things worth forgetting to eliminate overlapping memories that would otherwise clog up our brains.
Oh. I read that it's kind of a filter system for our filing system in our brain of what we need to keep, that your brain does that at night, and what you need to throw away. So the image when you saw the really cool butterfly smashed in your grill, you don't need to save that, so your brain tosses that one out. And
Right.
saves. I just can't get mine to save the important things.
No, me neither.
That's a
That's
whole
why-
other subject.
That's why I have notepads everywhere.
Little yellow sticky notes.
Yeah, that
Did
too.
you ever end up with so many yellow sticky notes you were just lost anyways?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's what
yeah.
I do.
What was that for?
Yeah. What's this number? And who's Dave?
I hope I took care of it.
Yeah.
It is estimated that fatigue plays a part in 1 in 6 fatal road accidents.
Ouch.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Oh, yeah.
Exposure to noise at night can suppress immune function even if the sleeper doesn't wake. Unfamiliar noise and noise during the first and last 2 hours of sleep has the greatest disruptive effect on the sleep cycle. I'm not sure that has that effect on me because I don't hear anything. I sleep through it all.
Ah, yeah. Well, you don't have a partner that's a sleep farter then.
No, that would be me. Just ask Brenda. She'll tell you. After 5 nights of partial sleep deprivation, 3 drinks will have the same effect on your body as 6 would when you've slept enough.
Huh. That doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
It's probably why I'm a cheap drunk.
Yes.
Teenagers need as much sleep as small children, about 10 hours, while those over 65 need the least of all, about 6 hours.
Wow. I wonder why you need less sleep when you get older.
I don't know. It seems like it would be the other way around.
It would. Your body would just like need to recover.
Right? But I guess we're not expending as much energy growing as a kid would,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Some studies suggest women need up to an hour's extra sleep a night compared to men, and not getting it may be one reason women are much more susceptible to depression than men.
And it makes them grumpy.
And it makes them grumpy. Feeling tired can feel normal after a short time. Those deliberately deprived of sleep for research initially noticed greatly the effects on their alertness, mood, and physical performance, but the awareness dropped off after the first few days.
Huh. I just try to like be awake for a couple hours and then nod off, and then be awake for a couple hours and then nod off. I think that suits me best.
Right? Yeah.
Could be narcolepsy, not quite sure.
Or you could share the same DNA as fainting goats.
Yes. Coming up later on the show, I'll just nod off.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
And that's so Alan Maloney can understand the questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Well, I
All
hope
right.
they're easy today.
You hope they're easy today? They're
I hope
always
they're easy.
They're always easy for me because I have the answers. 3 in 10 married people, Alan, don't know this about their spouse. 3 in 10 married people don't know this about their spouse, and it has to do with finances.
Their social security number.
No. I would think that'd be a thing that'd be kind of hard to memorize if it's not yours.
Huh.
They don't know this about their spouse, and it has to do with finances.
How much they make?
That is exactly what the question required. Yes, good job.
Really?
Yes, how much they make. I find that really surprising. You think you know what your spouse makes, maybe.
You would
Maybe you're
think.
in one of those relationships though where you don't commingle your banking or something. So
Right. Right.
December 8th, 1980 and November 29th, 2001 have what in common? This is horrible. This is a horrible one. December 8th, 1980 and November 29th, 2001.
Huh. I have no idea.
They have to do with deaths.
Ooh. I don't know.
The first two Beatles. Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that grim?
that is kind of grim.
Some more grim. 150 people die each year from this. Happens outside and usually around your house somewhere.
Huh. Lawnmower accidents? I don't know.
One would hope, but no.
Meteorite strike?
Oh, we had that last week, didn't we? No. This one's kind of scary, and I would say a lot of times it happens way more, but you usually don't die. You're just crippled.
Animal attacks? I don't know.
At home, 150 people die each year. Might be working on your house.
Falling off a ladder.
I made it too easy. I hate that. All right. I hate making it so easy.
But I need that.
All right. 29% of us think about one of these at least once a week. 29% of us think about one of these at least once a week.
One of these at least once a week.
One of these would be things that, oh gosh, I don't want to give it away.
Is it animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It's human.
It's human.
Yes. 29% of us think about one of these at least once a week.
An in-law?
No. But
No.
you're warmish and creepy.
And creepy. I
I
don't
why
know.
you're thinking about your in-laws. Former love. A former love.
Huh.
29% of us at least once a week.
That seems like a lot to be thinking about a former love.
Let's see. Average adult has 639 of these. You should remember this from school.
Teeth? No. Bones?
No, sir.
Is that the number of hairs left on their head?
No, sir. To the man in the hat.
An average adult, right? An average adult, 600 and what?
39 of these in your body.
Oh, in your body.
Men might have an extra one.
Muscles?
Yes, muscles. There you go.
How
You
did I
like
get it
that
off of
little
that
hint,
one?
didn't you? That's called a gimme. 3% of pet owners do this with their pets. This is extra creepy.
Oh, no. Brush their teeth?
No, way creepier.
Way creepier.
Although, I did do this with my parrot. Just because it was easier.
Shave it?
No. It was
don't
quite
know.
a large parrot, and it was just easier to do this for him this way. 3% of pet owners do that. I'm glad it's only 3.
I have no idea.
Shower with your pet.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah.
And to admit to that's even weirder that I've actually showered with a pet. But
Well,
no,
only 3% have it admitted.
I had a large, yeah, and I'm one of the 3 now.
Right.
I had a large Amazon mealy, which is a big bird, and they need baths, and they love to sing in the shower. I mean, you put him in there on his pedestal, and he's like lifting up his wings and letting you do his armpits and singing and squawking and having a good old time. Love to take a shower, and with a big bird like that, it was just as easier to get in the shower to shower him.
Now, are they the size of macaws?
A little bit smaller.
little smaller
Maybe,
than
well,
macaws?
macaws are huge, so I'm going to say probably half the size,
Right.
to, If you had a big one, maybe 2/3 the size of a macaw, or
So now-
or a cockatoo. Those are both extremely large birds.
You've had a couple of birds, right?
I've had one. I had this
One bird?
Amazon mealy, which is the Amazons are the green ones, the large birds that are a little bit smaller than macaws or cockatoos that are green, and then sometimes they have like a yellow nape, which has like a ring around its neck.
Okay.
All right. Mine was a mealy, and instead of having the yellow around the neck, they have a yellow mohawk.
Oh, nice.
If that isn't weird. And then they're bright green. The mealy look like they've been rolled in flour. You know, they're a little like they're dusty. And then when they put up their wings, they've got blue and reds and stuff on the bottom side, which are really cool. So
Cool.
yeah. Mine, a giant green bird, was named Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles. All right. Let's see. Spy the lie. Which one's the lie here, buddy? The inventor of the deep dish pizza also invented the crock pot. The average American consumes 30 pounds of French fries each year, or the average 4-year-old will ask around 100 questions a day. Which one's the lie?
I'm going to go with the crock pot pizza thing.
It is the lie. Pretty obvious, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right. And we'll wrap up with Breakfast Bingo, the home of the Boston Red Sox. Excuse me, I just gave you the answer. The home of the Red Sox is?
Boston.
And where Dublin is located?
Ireland.
An actor named Jack.
Nicholson.
Pour it on to add flavor to mashed potatoes and turkey.
Gravy.
And it's full of cubicles, copiers, and computers.
Office.
And you just spelt bingo with a little help from Scott.
Yay.
I'm totally, nearly, almost impressed.
Oh, no. We suck again.
All right, Chuck says hi on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, Chuck. Thank you for being here, too. We're going to break, but we will be back. We'll have local birthdays, odd news, and more. Stick around. It's Scott and Alan right here on the big KCHW. This portion of programming brought to you by New Health. At New Health, they're committed to promoting health and wellness within our communities by providing integrated, open-access health care for all. Their medical care teams offer in-person visits, curbside care, and telehealth visits. Schedule today for a new patient appointment. Curbside pharmacy pickup and mailing options are available to meet your medication needs, and curbside COVID-19 tests, vaccinations, and the flu vaccine are also available. Much like social distancing, wearing a mask, and hand washing, getting flu and COVID-19 vaccines are another layer of protection for ourselves, vulnerable family and friends, and our community. Contact New Health at 509-935-6004. That's 509-935-6004 to schedule today, or visit their website at newhealth.org for a location near you. New patients are welcome, and most insurance plans are accepted, including Medicare, Apple Health Plans, TRICARE, and private insurance. Their staff at New Health wish you a joyous holiday season and new year filled with health and happiness.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for December the 2nd, 2021. I'm Mike Clifford. Michiganders mourning the loss of 4 students after this week's school shooting at Oxford High School. Advocates say prevention measures to tackle the epidemic of gun violence are long overdue.
The Oakland County prosecutor announced on Wednesday that the accused gunman, a 15-year-old student, will be charged with first-degree murder and terrorism. In addition to the deaths of Tate Meir, Hannah St. Juliana, Madison Baldwin, and Justin Schilling, 7 others were injured. The Reverend Dr. Sid Moan with Interfaith Action of Southwest Michigan notes that firearm deaths are the leading cause of death for adolescents.
We cannot allow ourselves to be numbed to gun-based violence, and we need to respond with more than prayers and thoughts, but with actions.
Moan adds that in Lansing, there have been numerous legislative proposals around stopping gun violence, from investing in education and prevention programs to incentivizing security measures to keep guns away from kids and teens. But they have been stalled because of a lack of bipartisan interest. I'm Lily Volke reporting.
This was the 29th school shooting in the U.S. this year. That's according to Education Week. Reuters reports that conservative Supreme Court justices Wednesday signaled a willingness to dramatically curtail abortion rights in America and perhaps overturn the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that legalized the procedure nationwide. Reuters notes the court, which has a 6-3 conservative majority, heard about 2 hours of oral arguments in the southern state's bid to revive its ban on abortion starting at 15 weeks of pregnancy. Several regional groups rallied in Minneapolis Wednesday, demanding that state leaders take action to reflect the sacrifices made by frontline pandemic workers.
This fall, the legislative working group failed to come to an agreement on distributing $250 million in frontline worker pay. Republicans insist on divvying up bigger checks to a limited number of workers, while Democrats have pushed for a wider range of recipients, even if the payments are smaller. Angie Helseth is a caseworker at the Lino Lakes Correctional Facility who worries about being left out despite her commitment during the crisis.
We were used to take temperatures and vital signs. We made meals. We actually received duty belts and training to cover officer posts when we were so short-staffed.
I'm Mike Moen.
Some Republican members of the working group say while they heard many of these stories, they feel the money should go to those who had direct contact with COVID, such as healthcare workers. This is PNS. In a 4-3 decision this week, the Wisconsin Supreme Court backed a least change approach to redistricting in the state. More now from Jonah Chester.
The decision means the court will likely make minimal alterations when drawing Wisconsin's new legislative and congressional district maps. While the ruling is an important milestone in the redistricting process, Fair Elections Project Director Sachin Chetta says the battle over these maps is far from over.
They still have to develop and implement a map from the state court perspective, so they still have to come up with a map, and that will still take a few weeks, even maybe a couple of months.
Wisconsin's current district lines, which were drafted in 2011, have been criticized since then by anti-gerrymandering groups. The Princeton Gerrymandering Project, a nonpartisan watchdog initiative, has given the Republicans' new proposals a failing grade for favoring GOP candidates.
You may recall the 2020 census data came late this year. That means a compressed timeline for updating the district boundaries. President Biden's Build Back Better Act includes reforms for oil and gas production on public lands, and they were first introduced by the Reagan administration.
Pagad Jalali with the Colorado Fiscal Institute sees the reforms as an opportunity to hold companies accountable for environmental costs and to fix a program that a recent Department of Interior report found to be outdated and broken.
It benefits oil and gas companies and harms public lands and habitats and exacerbates climate change and puts huge financial burdens on communities and taxpayers.
Taxpayers lost out on more than $12 billion in oil and gas revenues between 2010 and 2019, according to analysis by Taxpayers for Common Sense. Build Back Better would increase royalty rates that companies pay for extracting resources on public lands for the first time in more than 100 years, a move industry groups say would increase costs and limit production. I'm Eric Galatis.
Finally, Emily Scott tells us after community pushback, Everett Community College has paused plans to close its early learning center.
Parents and employees were notified last week through a letter from the college saying that a review of revenue and expenses shows the program is not financially sustainable. Prior to a Tuesday night Board of Trustees meeting, the college sent a letter to the community saying the board will work with state and local leaders to find permanent funding. Michelle Doron, whose 3-year-old daughter attends the center, says the program has been a lifeline over the past few months as she's experienced homelessness.
Basically has made it so I don't hit rock bottom. I've been able to maintain a full-time job and get quality child care.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. We're heard on radio stations big and small. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
you all juiced up now?
All juiced up.
All juiced up.
Wow! Wow! All I can say is wow!
Stop it! The both of you, you're so full of it!
And here we go. You got Scott and Alan live on KCHW 102.7. Thanks for being with us today. 8:25 right now. Looking for a high temperature today again of 52.
Shorts and t-shirt weather.
Oh, man. It was so nice out this morning. Just to open the door and there's no wind or nothing. It was just like, wow, it's warm. It's warm.
That's beautiful.
All right. 47 right now. Can I do it again? Say yes.
Yes.
Wow! 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 All I can say is wow!
All right. You mouth that pretty good. All right.
Thanks, man.
All right. Let's start off with birthdays. I have no local birthdays today, but I do have one anniversary on the 2nd, and that is for Keith and Donna Justice. So all the applause just for them having an anniversary today. All right. For celebrities, people we might be able to make fun of, we go to Alan Milani.
Today, Dan Butler from Bulldog and Frasier is 67.
No, he was the Bulldog on Frasier. What?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
TV journalist Stone Phillips is 67. Brendan Coyle from Downton Abbey is 58. Lucy Liu from Kill Bill is 53.
Have a huge crush on her.
Yeah, Lucy Liu?
Yeah, women that wear leather and fight with swords and kick, I just love them.
Now, wasn't she in Charlie's Angels, too?
She was, yes. She kicked in that movie, too.
She did?
Yeah.
Rena Soffer.
Like Wonder Woman, too. She kicks a lot.
Yeah, she does kick a lot. Yeah. Lucy Lawless. There's another famous Lucy.
Another famous kicker.
Yeah. Rena Soffer from 24 and Just Shoot Me is 53.
Okay.
Joe Lo Truglio played Charles Boyle in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is 51. Britney Spears is 40 and free.
And she can kick, too.
Yeah. And Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is 38.
And he used to kick. All right, don't know where that came from, but it did happen today on December 2nd. Let's go back in time. We call it history into 1901 when Gillette patented the first disposable razor, making men everywhere say,
or ouch.
Ow! All right, do you use the blades or the electric shaver?
I use blades.
Use blades. All right,
yep,
nice close shave.
I'm an old-fashioned single blade kind of guy.
I am scared of knives and sharp objects, so I use an electric shaver. True story. Things that cut, I just have a problem putting them up to my face.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I tried one and I started bleeding all over, and I was like, okay, I'm never doing this again.
Right.
I was 5.
Have you ever used a styptic pencil after you've cut yourself shaving?
Oh, the like no nicks thing to make it stop bleeding. It burns like really bad.
Oh man, they're horrible. And they don't work.
All right. Well, I thought they were good. Really? Maybe you're just a bleeder.
Maybe I am just a bleeder. I don't know.
And it stops right away with me, so you might have a problem there, buddy.
I could.
Don't cut Alan. Not funny to anybody who's what do they call that?
Hemophiliac?
Yeah, there you go. That's the word.
Yeah.
27, first Model A was unveiled in New York City's Waldorf Hotel and in 35 other cities around the U.S., Canada, and Europe. It replaced the Model T and sold between $395 and $495, depending on accoutrements.
I'll buy a Prius when it's at that price point.
Oh!
Right?
Where's Chuck?
Where's Chuck?
We're going to make fun of your car, and you weren't here, Chuck. 19. We
That's
did
the best time to do it.
Priuses now come with floor trapdoors, so you can stick your feet out and run them like a Flintstone if you have to.
Nice.
All right. Also,
I'll spring for the upgrade, the one with the pedals.
Yes, also very green when you can pedal your car.
Right. Flintstones. We're the Flintstones.
1952, in what could be called one of the earliest reality shows, Denver's KOA TV transmitted the first human birth to be seen on TV to 49 stations on the NBC network. It was part of a program, The March of Medicine. Wow, I think that's unnecessary.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I don't want to see it.
Quick, turn the channel. 1978. That's actually that was 1952. That actually prompted the remote.
Change it.
78 at a double wedding in Saudi Arabia. A confused father gave his two veiled daughters in marriage to the wrong grooms. Days later, when Dad discovered it was a mistake, both girls said it was okay. They were quite happy with the wrong husbands.
Wow.
Never worked that way for me. 1994, Hollywood Madam Heidi Fleiss was convicted in Los Angeles of 3 counts of pandering.
And now country artists do it every day.
Yeah, and that's, on your job application when it asks you if you have any felonies or if you've ever been arrested, and you have to put pandering on there. You're hired. 2001. New Zealand motorist told police he was driving with his lights off at night because he was looking for a black hole. 35-year-old amateur astronomer lost his driver's license for 15 months after pleading guilty to dangerous driving while searching for a black hole.
Nice.
I found it. It's right between your ears.
You can find a black hole on just about every road in Washington State.
I lost my Prius. I wish they would have put pedals on both sides. We might be able to get out of this pothole.
Right.
All right. 2004, intense fire consumed half the... just to make sure nobody's dying in this. I hate to do those. Let's see. Oh, this is awesome. 2004, an intense fire consumed half of the roof of the Associated Milk Producers Incorporated butter packaging plant in New Ulm, Minnesota, sending melted butter flowing out of the facility. Plant was holding an estimated 3 million pounds of butter at the time of the fire and the melting. Wow.
All that butter, and I didn't have a waffle.
Oh, man. You just have a cookout. Everybody come on down to the butter factory. Bring your waffles. Let's see. I was going to skip the one about Bill Cosby. 2020 U.S. Attorney William Barr said there was no evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election, despite claims by Donald Trump. All right, we'll give him a D for effort.
A D.
A D.
Give him a D.
All right, special events, Alan Maloney. What are they today?
Today is Mutt Day.
Ah.
It's Peppermint Latte Day.
Ooh.
And it's Play Basketball Day.
Whoa. I'm still waiting. Every year, I didn't see it last year, but they put out this like a peppermint coffee creamer for Christmas, and it's so good,
Right.
and I haven't seen it yet this year. I'm very depressed.
It's got to be out there somewhere.
It could be, just not locally,
Right.
Yeah. All right. Number for the day is 30,000. That is the number of Amazon delivery vans in the U.S. Company has 400,000 U.S. delivery drivers and around 70 planes. And this is just counting them. That's not counting all the stuff they put out on UPS and FedEx and all that kind of stuff. 400,000 delivery drivers. Wow.
And they still can't get it here in 2 days prime delivery.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
All right. Apocalypse is over. Where's my package?
Right. Right.
All right. I've given up on the apocalypse. Where's my package?
Blame it on Omicron.
Oh. All right. Let's see. Moving on to news and nuggets this morning. Let's see. Los Angeles family shocked when strangers showed up at their doorstep claiming they had rented their home on Airbnb, even though the homeowner has never listed it. Listing called the home a modern masterpiece, and the entire villa was up for rent for just $450 a night on Airbnb website. Jeff Branch, who owns the house, he and his wife and children moved in 4 months ago. Earlier this month, the family went out of town, though they left a pet sitter to watch the house. She texted the family, "Did you rent your house out for the weekend? Someone's here." Said they rented it through Airbnb. Homeowner went online. Yeah, big shock, wouldn't it be? Yeah. And found the listing for his home. A listing he did not make that was using photos taken when the house was up for sale. Branch immediately messaged and called Airbnb. He was told the case could be escalated to a specialized team. He heard nothing from the company. The listing stayed up for weeks, and last weekend another stranger showed up to the home saying they had rented the house on Airbnb. It took a call to Airbnb from LA TV station to get the fake listing taken down. So are they scamming? Is that a new scam now?
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
All right, just in case someone comes by this weekend, I did rent your house for $100.
Oh, okay. All right, brother.
Because I was thinking if this happened, I could do it to anybody.
True.
Or you could just let them stay.
Or just let them stay.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might make a new friend.
And I told them sheets should be clean.
I'm glad you threw the disclaimer in there. Said should be clean.
Should be clean.
We don't really know.
All right. Pick a story. Any story, Alan Milani.
When a Florida woman kept dialing the wrong number, the man on the other end of the line decided to get to know her, and the decision has led to a long friendship. Years ago, Gladys Hankerson was trying to call her sister who lived in Maryland, but instead of dialing the area code 410, she dialed 401. The mistake ended up connecting her to Mike Moffitt from Rhode Island. She told him, "Oh, sweetheart, I've got the wrong number," and hung up. She called back a couple more times that day, then the next week, then the next month. Moffitt said one day when Hankerson called, he actually struck up a conversation. They've been talking for 20 years.
That is one big phone bill.
That's a long phone call. Hankerson said Moffitt entered her life at a difficult time when she was divorced and after she lost her son, but said Moffitt always lifted her spirits. And when Moffitt and his family visited Florida for the Thanksgiving holiday, he decided to visit Hankerson at her Delray Beach home.
Oh, you never know where you'll find a friend.
Right? That's kind of a neat story.
Oh, man. Here's an important one. New research published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine has suggested a correlation between vaping nicotine and impotence, as findings indicate male e-cigarette users are more than twice as likely to suffer from erectile dysfunction compared to non-vapors. The study from New York University Johns Hopkins found the vapors were 2.2 times more likely to report having experienced ED. So, the way you can help is the next time you see a guy vaping, just point and laugh.
Poor guy.
I'm gonna from now on. I'm just, when I see somebody vaping, I'm gonna start giggling. Should have put that one in odd news.
Right.
All right, you got another one there, Alan?
Preventing holiday weight gain.
Okay.
Has Thanksgiving already sent your diet spiraling off a cliff? You're probably not alone. With holiday weight gain a major issue for many, a new study has found that one snack that may keep your holiday appetite and your waistline in check: prunes.
Say that with some more emphasis, would you?
Prunes.
Prunes.
Researchers at the University of Liverpool discovered that eating more prunes helped a group of dieters control their appetite better, consume fewer calories, and even lose slightly more weight than people choosing other snacks during a 12-week test.
I think I'm going to skip that one.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. We were talking about this earlier, the full story. We as a society love those who stick it to the man by suing major corporations for minor inconveniences. There's a class action lawsuit against Kellogg's claiming there wasn't enough strawberry in strawberry Pop-Tarts. And that they should start coming with butter on them. All right. There was a man who threatened to sue KFC with his sandwich didn't look like the picture on the menu. And let us not forget the $5 million lawsuit against McDonald's for charging the same amount for a quarter pounder with cheese as one without cheese. The latest target is Folgers for allegedly skimping on the coffee. Kansas City Star reports a man from Missouri is seeking a class action lawsuit against Folgers and Smucker, saying the companies grossly misrepresent the number of cups of coffee in each canister of coffee grounds. According to said canister, a single cup of coffee should be about 1 tablespoon of the grounds, and a half cup of grounds goes into a coffee pot. According to some quick math, that means one canister equals 60 cups of coffee. Seems reasonable. Man who filed the lawsuit rustled up his own equation and deduced that he was only getting about 68% of that month, so 36 cups of coffee. Apparently, this guy isn't alone because Folger has been swatting away class action lawsuits for similar claims like flies over the past year, leaning heavily on the words "up to" on their canisters, implying that what they suggest is the maximum amount of coffee depending on your preference and coffee fortitude. Well, I have a lot of coffee fortitude. You guys are going to lose. So far, none of these other accusations have stuck.
Good for Folgers.
All right, I am with the Pop-Tart thing. There is not enough strawberry in the Pop-Tart. Just saying.
True.
All right. Do you want to do the Sky Surfer before we go to odd news?
I could do that one.
Okay.
Or we could talk about what not to do at office parties.
Well, do both.
All right. So things not to do at a office party. Obviously, there are a lot of things you shouldn't do at the office holiday party. Don't get drunk.
Okay.
Don't talk the boss's ear off. Don't dress like an idiot. And don't talk about politics or go on an anti-vaccine rant.
All good ideas.
Right? The one thing you must do is tip well. If your holiday office party has a bar, cash or open, tip the bartender and tip well. Sure, tipping your server well shows you're charitable and appreciative of those with less skilled jobs, but another reason to tip your bartender is that he or she is probably related or knows people at your party. Think about it. Server jobs are often held by younger people who couldn't be friends or acquaintances of your bosses or your boss's kids, or there are people working part-time jobs to make extra money until they land something more solid, like a job at your company. So tip well at the company office party, and you might look like a nice guy to more than just the bartender.
Ooh. Let's see. Sky Surfer took to the skies of Egypt to break the Guinness World Record for the most helicopter spins while sky surfing.
It was just out of control.
That sounds like something from Family Guy that Peter would do.
Right?
The world record for most helicopter spins while sky surfing. Keith Gebby Edward Schneider strapped on his sky surfing board and jumped out of a plane at an altitude of 13,500 feet for the record attempt, which ended after he successfully completed a dizzying 160 helicopter spins. Oh, man.
Doesn't sound like fun to me.
No. And if you got sick, I wouldn't want to be the person watching the helicopter spins.
Yeah.
Is it raining?
What is that?
Birds. No, not birds.
Nope.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, I don't know if you'll enjoy the show, but you will enjoy the first joke. We start off with the news attack, where the first line is true and the second line is an attempt at a joke. And, Alan, I'll give you the glory.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
The first U.S. case of the Omicron COVID variant has been detected in California. Paparazzi last seen it hanging out with Nicolas Cage.
It just seems so possible.
How many Omicrons are in a case?
I don't know. I hear they're good, though. Fastest roller coaster in the world in 2021 is the Jersey Devil at Six Flags, New Jersey. It's so fast you can toss your cookies at the top of the hill and be apologizing to people on the ground before it hits them.
That's heartwarming.
All right, just like the skydiver.
Right?
You're up.
So a study found that drinking 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day has health benefits. It's almost like medicine, which I guess would explain Starbucks' high prescription prices.
I wonder if you could go in and give them your health card, or your insurance card, and say, this is medicine for me. I would like you to put it on my insurance.
Absolutely.
A study said hamsters suffering extreme jet lag showed decreased brain functions. Hamsters. I can't take more than 2 ounces of any liquid on a plane with me, but they'll let a hamster on. Okay. Is that a free flight? And in our pre-flight checklist, all right, flaps are down, and yes, hamsters are on board.
Nice.
I think we could use some hamsters here at the radio station.
We could. They could power up that generator.
Faster. All right.
The Christmas season is here, and I'm actually looking forward to a little snow. Did you realize that snow is probably one of Mother Nature's most wonderful accomplishments? Especially when you're watching your neighbor shovel it.
Blow it into their driveway.
Right?
All right. So McDonald's is bringing back its holiday pie in select regions across the U.S. to affect select regions in the human body.
Right to the hips. Research shows that looking down to stare at your smartphone puts up to 60 pounds of stress on your neck. Thanks a lot, TikTok.
Have you ever noticed that if you spend too much time on your phone that you do get a neck pain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put it down. Okay.
Especially since I've recently discovered TikTok.
Oh, especially?
Especially.
Well, that's sure a special.
Special.
All right, and what do you think of the TikTok? I've never checked it out before.
There's some funny stuff on there, but it's like any other social media site. There's a lot of garbage, too.
All right, have you gotten, what do they call that, catfished yet?
No.
Oh, man. All right. Me and my single older friends get catfished all the time.
Yeah.
On social media. Yeah, it's like, oh, you're over 50. I bet you're lonely. And you probably have some money. All right. That's what I put once on Tinder. I said, I can't even get catfished here. Like an open invitation, and they still won't swipe right.
Nice.
It's so sad. Tel Aviv, Israel is the most expensive city to live in 2021. For the second year in a row, number 2 is Bismarck, North Dakota.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, that's where I was born, which is scary all on its own.
Bismarck?
Yeah, don't you know?
Yeah, don't you know?
Don't you know? All right. And what's funny is my male relatives, you can't tell them apart. Their accents are so heavy like that.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Sometimes they tune in, too, so that'll be extra funny.
Nice.
All right, on to the world of wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories because the stupidity is self-contained. More hamster news today. Apparently, that's the theme. Alan, tell us about the next hamster.
Police in Beaverton, Oregon, corralled a hamster and took the animal into protective custody after the animal's owner and driver was accused of impaired driving. As officers talked to the driver, who they suspected was impaired, they found that she had a hamster on her lap. The hamster, whose name is unknown, was loose inside of the vehicle, was the only other occupant. An officer created a container for the animal from an evidence tube and safely transported the hamster to the Humane Society office.
It doesn't sound like fun at all, an evidence tube.
Man.
Stuff it in here. All right. It started off like this, though, when they pulled their guns.
Freeze, gopher!
Hey, Mr. Gopher.
It's not a gopher. All right. More animal news. British court claims 2 chimney sweeps planted dead birds and old nests in customers' chimney flues in a ploy to charge them for removal. This is like making your own business.
Right.
Pair are also accused of grossly overcharging their customers, selling them unnecessary chimney cowls. It's a chimney cowl. And leaving work uncompleted. Martin Price, 59, and his son Luke Price, 33, are accused of telling clients they had to install hoods to prevent birds from nesting. You'd think you'd notice somebody up in your roof stuffing things in your chimney, but maybe not. You would think so. All right. All I have is, I guess it's this.
Excuse me, sir. Is this the Delta House? Sure.
No, that's not it. Let's try this one. Here we go. This is for your chimney sweeping people.
You are the biggest fool I have ever known.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I got to say. Thank you. All right. Save me, Mr. TikToker.
TikToker got her boyfriend a birthday chain with, allegedly, the names of all the girls he cheated with. Out at spoken.m filmed her boyfriend opening the birthday present she got him. A text layover narrates, when he cheated, so I got all the girls' names on a chain and gave it to him for his birthday. Unfortunately, viewers were unable to discern exactly what was on the chain. The video cuts off right after he opens a box. Many of the comments were split on the success of her revenge. One user said, money is temporary, but embarrassing him is forever. Others questioned the rationale behind the money and effort of making a custom chain for a cheater.
That was a really dumb story.
That was kind of a dumb story.
I have some music, though, that would have went perfectly.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss, my wife. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, in India, a woman approached police after her boyfriend stopped talking to her. The couple had a fight after the woman didn't wish the man a happy birthday for some reason. After the fight, the man stopped talking to the woman altogether. She made several attempts to get in touch with him, but he ignored her. The woman eventually called police to seek their help to get to talk to her boyfriend. Police called the man to the police station, and the couple was consulted for a few hours. After the police reconciled them, they were advised to get married, and apparently they will. It sounds like a really, really bad idea.
It certainly does.
And this is what he would do if he mistakenly picked up the phone.
No, you got the wrong number. This is 912.
Hey, at least they got free counseling.
They did. Counseling by cops. Okay. All right.
Right.
All right. You're up, buddy.
Trucks that are too tall are repeatedly crashing into a Stafford County, Virginia bridge, affecting safety and traffic and leading to a lot of cleanup work. The bridge's height limit is 9 feet 2 inches. Despite numerous signs warning drivers about the limit, plus chains that hang above the road and make a loud noise if a tall vehicle hits them, the problem keeps happening. The Virginia Department of Transportation is starting a process that could end in all through trucks, no matter their height, being banned from that section of the road. VDOT is also looking at making some of the numerous signs already up more bold and dramatic.
You would think you'd hear the chain scraping across the roof of your cab before you drove under the bridge.
Right.
Kind of goes
or
down.
At least if they hit the box of the truck.
I always worry about the bridge going into, after you leave Kettle Falls, going to Canada. Yeah. It's just, could you imagine a logging truck with logs too high, clipping that?
Yeah, that would kind of be a bummer of a deal.
Yeah, and it looks like, if you look up when you're going under, it looks like it's maybe happened a few times.
It does.
You would think since the mill's right there and they pull out, they'd know.
Right.
Okay.
This is a test of the emergency moron system. Had there been a real moron in the room, you would have seen a small mushroom cloud where the idiot had been standing.
Pretty telltale sign. Mushroom cloud. All right, last one. Police in Germany investigated complaints from some high school students about their substitute teacher who showed up drunk for class.
The stubby sub.
Don't you do the teacher voice from that show?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. One student said they became concerned when they noticed the unidentified teacher was stumbling. Okay.
Okay.
Teacher had noticed problems unlocking the door to the classroom and at one point banged his head on the door. Once inside, the teacher flabbergasted the students by telling them to translate the entire text of their study book into another language.
Wow.
And I'm just going to go over here in the corner and nap a little bit. All right. I had a class like that.
Today, we're going to learn to make plutonium from common household items.
It's a class,
Okay.
class I always wanted to take. Oh, and that is our show for today. Thanks so much for tuning in and being here along with us. Tomorrow, it's the return of Alan Milani, right?
Yes, sir.
And we add in Philip Dutton for a big Friday show, and we'll have so much stuff to cover. Don't forget, things start happening in Chihuahua tomorrow. We have our party at the Civic Center to say goodbye to Mayor Dorothy Knaus at 2. And then at 5, Christmas tree lighting, carolers, free fire burgers, and more happening in the city park. That's all coming up tomorrow in Chihuahua. And then Saturday is City Sidewalks and the Farmers Market Christmas Festival on the downtown treats at Chihuahua. So be ready for some fun in Chihuahua. And other than that, I want to say thank you for being here, Mr. Alan Milani.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right. And you keep on listening. It's KCHW 102.7.
Not so fast. Public news team is taking a break from its pledge drive. No commercials. No mercy. No!
Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure.
Wow!
Wow! Wow! All I can say is wow!
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so friggin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
This is a test of the emergency moron system. Had there been a real moron in the room, you would have seen a small mushroom cloud where the idiot had been standing.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs, including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395